Hello everyone, you are welcome to Study by Yourself. This is Sir Prince, and in this video I'm going to take past questions with you. We are going to solve the past questions together. I'm going to go through the questions first of all. So as I go through the questions, you answer them on your sheet. So this is a basic education certificate examination for school candidates, also known as BECE exam. You're welcome to BECE 2020 Integrated Science. I'll urge you to take your sheets of paper and then your pen or pencil ready and then begin to answer. Thank you. So number 1, which of the following parts of the tooth is embedded in the jawbone? Which of the following parts of the tooth is embedded in the jawbone? Question 2, which part of the human body stores sperms temporarily? Which part of the human body stores sperms temporarily? Question 3, the advantage of soft water over hard water is that the advantage of soft water over hard water is that soft water Question 4, the work done by a force of 20 Newton on a body is 60 joule. Calculate the distance through which the force moved. The work done by a force of 20 Newton on a body is 60 joule. Calculate the distance through which the force moved. Question 5. Which of the following processes removes carbon from the atmosphere? Which of the following processes removes carbon from the atmosphere? 6. A substance which is made up of the same kind of atoms is called? A substance which is made up of the same kind of atoms is called? 7. Which of the following statements is or are true of a shadow? A shadow is formed. Which of the following statements is or are true of a shadow? A shadow is formed 1. By a transparent object, 2. By an opaque object, 3. On a screen. So you choose A, B, C, or D. Question 8. Which of the following diseases results from malnutrition? Which of the following diseases results from malnutrition? Question 9. The chemical formula of an aluminium sulfide is Al with a subscript of Y, then S with a subscript of 3. Determine the value of Y. The chemical formula of an aluminium sulfide is Al with a subscript of Y, S with a subscript of 3. Determine the value of Y. Question 10. Which of the following sources of energy is or are renewable? Which of the following sources of energy is or are renewable? I, wind, I, coal, I, crude oil. So wind is the wind, coal, crude oil. So you choose A, B, C, or D. Number 11. Clay soils are described as heavy because the Question 12. An example of legume is. An example of legume is. 13. The process used to separate a mixture of iron filings and sulfur is. The process used to separate a mixture of iron filings and sulfur is. 14. The color of a soil profile determines the color of a soil profile determines the end product of digestion of fats and oils is. The end product of digestion of fats and oil is. The unit of potential difference is. The unit of potential difference is. "17. A stone displaced 20 cm cube of water when immersed in the water. If the mass of the stone is 40 grams, find the density of the stone." A stone displaced 20 cm cube of water when immersed in the water. If the mass of the stone is 40 grams, find the density of the stone. "18. One similarity of physical and chemical changes is that both. One similarity of physical and chemical changes is that both. 19. Which of the following elements is a macronutrient? Which of the following elements is a macronutrient? 20. The process by which metabolic wastes are removed from the body is called. The process by which metabolic wastes are removed from the body is called. The part of the flower that produces pollen grains is the part of the flower that produces pollen grains is the. Which of the following statements about pressure in fluids is or are correct? Which of the following statements about pressure in fluids is or are correct? Pressure I decreases with depth. Pressure increases with depth. Pressure does not depend on area. So pressure decreases with depth, increases with depth, does not depend on area. So you choose the right answer. 23. A boy who is 17 years old is an. A boy who is 17 years old is an. 24. The mode of heat transfer in which no material is involved is known as. The mode of heat transfer in which no material is involved is known as. 25. Which of the following factors are used to describe a fertile soil? Which of the following factors are used to describe a fertile soil? Amount of organic matter, color, texture. Which of the following factors are used to describe a fertile soil? Amount of organic matter, color, texture. 26. The major carriers in p-type semiconductors are. The major carriers in p-type semiconductors are. "27. The dry season in Ghana is mainly from. The dry season in Ghana is mainly from. 28. The practice that excess branches of growing plants are removed is termed as. The practice that excess branches of growing plants are removed is termed as. Which of the following soil types has the highest capillarity? Which of the following soil types has the highest capillarity? 30. Which of the following farming practices promote soil erosion? Which of the following farming practices promote soil erosion? 31. The nearest planet to the sun in our solar system is? The nearest planet to the sun in our solar system is? In which of the following devices is electrical energy transformed into light energy? In which of the following devices is electrical energy transformed into light energy? 33. An example of semi-metal is? 34. Which of the 34. The elements in the periodic table are arranged according to their? The elements in the periodic table are arranged according to their? Which of the following states of matter are fluids? Which of the following states of matter are fluids? 36. A liquid-liquid mixture can be separated by? A liquid-liquid mixture can be separated by? When an unknown solution reacted with magnesium, a gas was produced. Which of the following solutions could be the unknown solution? When an unknown solution reacted with magnesium, a gas was produced. The following solutions could be the unknown solution. 38. Which of the following statements about acids are correct? Which of the following statements about acids are correct? They react with calcium carbonate to give a gas. They turn red litmus paper blue. They react with reactive metals to give a gas. They turn blue litmus paper red. 39. The structure which enables a fish to breathe in water is? The structure which enables a fish to breathe in water. A fruit in which the purpose has been modified into a parachute structure is dispersed by? A fruit in which the purpose has been modified into a parachute structure is dispersed by? Number 1. Which of the following parts of the tooth is embedded in the jawbone? So the answer is the roots. The roots are not seen, they are embedded in the jawbone, so C. The next one. Which part of the human body stores sperms temporarily? The epididymis stores sperms temporarily. The next one. Advantage of soft water over hard water is that soft water saves a lot of water when used in washing, so the answer is D. The next one. The work done by a force of 20 Newton on a body is 60 joule. So the force is 20 Newton. Then the work is 60. So work done equals force times distance. And if you've been solving most past questions, you realize that calculation of work is mostly seen in the objective. So you should master that. So if this is it, then let's move on to find the distance. So the work done is 60 equals force is 20 multiplied by the distance. So multiply by distance. So you're going to have 60 equals 20d. So you divide both sides by 20 over 20. So this one cancels this one. You're going to have 20 here, 1, 20 here, 3. So answer is going to be 3 meters. So answer is C, 3 meters. Which of the following processes removes carbon from the atmosphere? Photosynthesis, so D. Photosynthesis removes carbon from the atmosphere. A substance which is made up of the same kinds of atoms is known as the element. An element. Number 7. Which of the following statements is or are true of a shadow? A shadow is formed by a transparent object. No. It's formed by an opaque object. Yes. Can be formed on a screen. Yes. So your answer is I and I. So looking at it, the answer is D. D. So the answer is D. I and I. Which of the following diseases results from malnutrition? Scurvy. Scurvy. Lack of the vitamin which helps in the formation of collagen, vitamin C. So number 9, the chemical formula for aluminum sulfide is AlYs3. Now, this is what you do. Aluminium here, sulfur here. So the chemical symbols. The valency of aluminum is 3. The valency of sulfur is 2. Then you exchange them. So Al will now have a number of 2 by 8. Then sulfur will now have 3 by 8. So that's how chemical compounds are written. You take the element, write the valency under it, then the other one, write the valency under it, then you exchange them. So the answer is 2. So the answer is B, Al2S3, aluminum sulfide. Question number 10. Which of the following sources of energy is or are renewable? Renewable source of energy, wind. Wind. So the answer is A, wind. Clay soils are described as heavy because they have high water holding capacity. They have high water holding capacity. Number 12. An example of legume is a granite. Granite is a legume. The process used to separate a mixture of iron filings and sulfur is magnetic attraction. Take note of this question too on separation of mixtures. It has been repeated several times. Mixture of iron filings and sulfur is separated by magnetic attraction. The color of soil profile can determine the fertility of the soil. So the answer for 14 is C. The end product of digestion of fat and oil is fatty acid and glycerol. Fatty acid and glycerol. Digestion is one of the topics you always find in the objectives. Questions on digestion. The unit of potential difference is volts. Volt. A stone displays 20 cm³ of water. So that's the volume. When immersed in the water, the mass of the stone is 40. Find the density. We know that density equals mass over volume. So in order to find the density, the mass over the volume, mass is 40 volume is 20. So you're going to have 20 here, 20 here 1, 20 here 2. So answer is 2. So 2 gram per cm cube. 2 gram per cm cube. So the answer is C, 2 gram per cm cube. So that's the answer for question 17. One similarity of physical and chemical changes is that both result in, yes, they can result in change of state of matter, but they are all, they could be physical or chemical change, which results in change of state of matter. 19. Which of the following elements is a macronutrient? Macronutrient. Manganese is a macronutrient. Manganese. Question 20. The process by which metabolic wastes are removed from the body is called excretion. Yes, excretion. Excretion. And this question too has been repeated several times. And let me just do a little recap. Questions on density, you mostly find them in the objectives as well. So question 21. The part of a flower that produces pollen grains is there. So it's the anther. That's where the pollen grains live, to the stigma. So the answer is D. Question 22. Which of the following statements about pressure in fluids is all correct? Pressure increases with depth. Yes, pressure increases with depth. The rest of them, pressure increases with depth, so I is wrong. Then the I, pressure does not depend on area. Pressure depends on area because the formula for pressure is force over area. So the answer is B, I only. That's the only true statement about pressure. A boy who is 17 years old is an adolescent. 24. The mode of transfer of heat in which no material is involved. The mode of transfer of heat in which no material is involved. So the transfer of heat didn't go through a solid, gas, or liquid. It's radiation. Radiation. Which of the following factors are used to describe fertile soil? The color, okay, let me start. Amount of organic matter, the color and the texture as well. So the answer is D. I, and I. So the answer is the amount of organic matter, color, and texture. So the next one. The major charge carriers in p-type semiconductors are known as the holes. The holes. The dry season in Ghana is mainly from January to March. So A. So that's question 27. A. 28. The practice that excess branches of green plants are removed, known as pruning. Pruning. Which of the following soil types has the highest capillarity? It means that water can flow through it easily. Sand. No, sorry. Which of the following soil types has the highest capillarity? Capillarity is the ability of water to rise in a thin tube. So highest capillarity, ability of water to rise faster. It isn't sand, it is clay. Clay, the ability of water to rise. Because clay is known to have smaller air pores, so water will rise in it faster than sand. So the answer is A. Which of the following farming practices promote soil erosion? Alley cropping, no. Bush burning, yes. Overgrazing, yes. So your answer is C. I and I only. I and I only. The nearest planet to the sun in the solar system is Mercury. Mercury is closer to the sun. In which of the following devices is electrical energy transformed into light energy? Fluorescent tube. Fluorescent tube. So the answer is B. An example of a semi-metal is silicon. Silicon is a semi-metal. A. The elements in the periodic table are arranged according to their atomic numbers. Atomic numbers. So A. Which of the following states of matter are fluids? A fluid flows. A liquid can flow. Gas can flow. So the answer is C. The answer is C. I and I only. A liquid mixture can be separated by distillation. That is fractional distillation. Example is alcohol and water. Distillation. When an unknown solution reacted with magnesium, a gas was produced. A gas was produced. Which of the following solutions could be the unknown solution? So if you think of the gases, we have hydrogen gas. And for hydrogen gas to be produced, HCl, hydrochloric acid, will react with magnesium to produce magnesium chloride and hydrogen gas. So the answer is C. 38. Which of the following statements about acids are correct? So let's analyze here. So the third one is correct. They react with reactive metals to give a gas. So let's look at the ones which has the I. So it's likely that this could be correct. This could be correct. And then B, C, and D is likely. Let's look at another one again. Acids turn blue litmus paper red. So we have iron as well. So our answer now boils down to C and then D. Let's look at another one again. I is saying that they turn red litmus paper blue. That's wrong. Acids do not turn red litmus paper blue. So anywhere you have I is wrong. So C is not the answer because it has a wrong option in there, which is I. So looking at what you have done so far, so we need an answer which has I and then Ivan. So looking through, D is the correct answer. D is the correct answer. So they react with calcium carbonate to give a gas. They react with reactive metals to give a gas. They turn blue litmus paper red. The next one. The structure which enables a fish to breathe in water is called gills. The gills. The last question. A fruit in which the purpose has been modified into a parachute structure is dispersed by wind. If it has a parachute, then the wind can blow it. So thank you for watching the video to the end. I'll urge you to keep studying and then solving more past questions. Subscribe if you haven't done so, and then share the video and put in your comments. Thank you very much.